Hello everyone, this is Anthony here from PCY Collectible Trading Cards, coming at you with an interesting video today entitled How to Play Yu-Gi-Oh! Don't forget, like and subscribe buttons are down below. Please click those if you haven't already. Leave a comment down below, whether positive or negative. Any and all feedback, greatly appreciated. Check the links down below for my Facebook page, which is where you can receive notifications of videos that are posted here on YouTube, as well as my tcgplayer and eBay store links are in the description down below. Same name, PCY Collectible Trading Cards. So please go there, check those out. You'll find mostly singles on tcgplayer and lots like playsets, lots, things like that on eBay. So what has changed in Yu-Gi-Oh? Well, you still have your 5 regular monster zones. You still have your 5 spell and trap zones. What's really changed is the addition of the extra monster zones. The fact that your pendulums are now down here where your spell and trap cards go. Your field zone moved from up here to beside your monster zone. And extra deck is still the same. So, how they changed this was so that once Link monsters came out, you now have to play monsters from your extra deck in these extra monster zones. Whichever player goes first and takes the first extra monster zone, the other player typically gets the second one. Thanks to Links, you can actually lock your opponent completely out of that. So, going first is still a premium in this game. But for those of you who don't know how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! It is broken down into monsters, spells, and traps. Your main deck is comprised of 40 to 60 cards. Most players typically tend to go towards 40 simply because of consistency and getting to the right cards you need faster. Your monsters are broken down into normal, vanilla monsters. These have no effect. Ritual monsters, which require a ritual spell card. Pendulums, which allow you to special summon from hand or extra deck as long as you're between their scales. This one particularly has a scale of 3. So you could summon whatever your other scale was. Let's say it was a 7. You could summon monsters that are levels 4, 5, or 6. And then you have effect monsters, which can be flip effect, regular effect, or this one happens to be a tuner, which is used for something later that I'm going to show. Your extra deck is 15 cards, and then they can be fusions, XCs, synchros, and the new links. Your spell cards, you have normal spell cards that they have no symbol up here. Equip spell cards, they have this little plus up here, which means it's equipped to something. Continuous, which means it stays on the field until it's destroyed. Field spells, same thing, they have the little icon. Quick play means these can be played pretty much at any time on your turn. However, once you set one of these, you must wait till your opponent goes until you can actually activate it. And I don't actually have the cards, but there's also the ritual cards, which are used to ritual summon. I just don't have an example. Your traps are counter, which is this little arrow here. Continuous, same thing as spells. And regular traps. Traps can only be activated after you set them unless there's a specific archetype or situation that says you can go ahead and play this card. So, how do you fusion summon? Well, you use a card called Polymerization, or unless a card specifically designates you need this other type of card. Usually, you just have to look on their card. Whatever is required to make the card is how you do it. XC summoning. So Exceed Summoning typically requires 2 monsters of the same level, which I currently do not have out. But if you will give me a moment, I will have that taken care of. Alright, so for instance, we're going to say we're going to go for Hammer Kong here. Well, technically Hammer Kong requires 3 or more level 4s. So in order to go into him, we have our 3 level 4s out. So what we would do is stack all of them on top of one another, go up here to our extra monster zone, and Exceed Summon. Now, normally you could continue on Exceed Summoning, but because this has no arrows pointing to any of these zones, that's your only extra deck summon for the turn. So, how do you synchro? So let's say we wanted to synchro summon this guy, Michael. He requires a tuner and a one or more non-tuner lights. Well, that monster I showed you earlier that was an effect monster, it's also a tuner. So there is our tuner. So we would now need light monsters to add up to its total of 7. As soon as I can find them. Okay, for the sake of this, we're just going to pretend he's a light monster. I know it says Earth on the card, but we're going to pretend it's a light monster. So, to synchro summon, you add up the levels. 6 and 1 makes 7. Send those to the graveyard, and you synchro summon. Again, because it has no arrows, that's your only summon you can do until you get arrows out there. So now let's say we want to link summon. So say we're going to go for Link Spider. It says you need a normal monster. Alright, well, this guy is our normal monster. We want to link summon. So we say, okay, I'm going to link summon. So I send this card to the grave. I put my Link Spider in that zone. Now, because Link Spider has a down arrow, this now gives me an extra spot that I can summon from the extra deck from. So now if I wanted to synchro have 2 other monsters on the field again, and say I wanted to synchro summon now, so I could synchro now, and I could play my synchro underneath this guy. So that is just a really quick lesson on how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! For further examples of this, I would recommend checking out the Yu-Gi-Oh! YouTube page on how to YouTube video how to link summon. In fact, I may just put an annotation to it down here in the description below, or a little somewhere on the screen here that'll link you to that video so you can get a better understanding of how to link summon. Thank you for watching. Don't forget, like and subscribe buttons down below. Leave a comment. All feedback is greatly appreciated. And be sure to check out my links down below for my Facebook page, eBay store, and TCG Player account. This is Anthony of PCY saying stay tuned.